Good morning, MSJ, and welcome back to Tower Views. I'm your host, Nate Gracci, and today we'll be taking a look down from the tower to see what's going on at the Mount. To start us off, as usual, let's check in with Mr. McDivitt for This Week in History.
Good morning, and welcome to another installment of This Week in History. I am Greg McDivitt, and today we take a look back at the week of November 13th through November 19th. It's November 16th, 1532. Atahualpa, the king of the Inca Empire, marches toward the city of Cajamarca in modern-day Peru, surrounded by 80,000 soldiers. Once he urged conquistador Francisco Pizarro to surrender in the town square. But Pizarro has a plan of his own. With just 168 men, he will unleash a trap that ultimately leads to the destruction of the Inca Empire and brings thousands of years of indigenous rule to a violent end. The world will little note, no long remember what we say here. Do you recognize that partial quote? In what is arguably one of the most famous, most influential, and shortest speeches ever given, it began 77 years ago. Our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation. Now do you recognize it? President Abraham Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address on November 19, 1863, and in contrast to his expectation, the world continues to remember his words. It was on November 15, 2001, that Microsoft made history with its record-breaking launch of its Xbox game console. Although Microsoft had been successfully publishing video games for its Windows PCs for years, in the late 1990s, the company made plans to enter into the video game console market up against industry leader Sony with its PlayStation console. I leave it to you to debate which system you think is better today. And finally, today the Disney Corporation is recognized as one of the largest, most influential entertainment companies in the world. You can trace the origins of its success to November 18, 1928, when Steamboat Willie, the first animated film with sound featuring a character known as Mickey Mouse, was released. And the success of that film, you can say, led to Disney's dominance in the animated market then and in entertainment today. Tune in next time for another episode of This Week in History, and remember, today is a great day to learn.
And we all know how far the Disney enterprise has come since then. Thanks, Mr. McDivitt. Now, let's go to Quas for some sports highlights and previews.
Thanks, Nate. Instead of a live interview in studio today, I had the opportunity to sit down with Coach Clatchy on Monday to preview the varsity basketball season. I asked him a range of questions surrounding his roster and expectations for his team. Big thanks to Quinn Wells for filming and editing for the broadcast today. Let's see what we can expect from them this year. What's up, guys? Alex Quas here with MSJ TV. Today I'm joined by Coach Pat Clatchy. Coach, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I'll start off with one of the big questions this year is your front court, losing Amani Hansberry to Illinois. Who do you think can fill into that? You've got Brandon Holmes starting at the center at the 5 and Tyon Farrell starting at the 4.
I don't really know if you can replace Amani Hansberry and what he did and the impact that he had. Just a great player on both sides of the ball, dominant at times, and always seemed to step up in the big moment when we needed it the most. So I don't really know if you're going to replace him, but with that being said, there are opportunities for other guys to kind of step in. You know, Tyon had a really good season last year. I think he's improved his game a lot. Brandon Holmes, now it's time for him to step up and see what he can do. I think Brandon's improved. We have another 6'8" freshman, Kenneth Anthony, who we think can certainly contribute, on the court as a freshman. And then I think the other thing is a guy like Joe Green, who's sort of a jack of all trades. We might have to sometimes play with a smaller lineup, with him out there. And I think Joe's a, very capable player of helping in, many areas.
You guys have Jordan Brathwaite transferring from Good Counsel this year. Could you just speak on the impact of him coming into your backcourt?
Very talented athlete, and a very versatile basketball player. who played in the WCAC and was successful. He proved that he could play at that level. For us, I mean, he's a proven scorer, shooter, good on the ball defender, can rebound. Very, very, in my opinion, a very valuable addition.
And finally, who's your favorite team or coach to watch outside of high school that you implement into your coaching?
Well, at the time, Jay Wright in Villanova, and now he's retired. I just love the way they played and how he prepared his teams. But sometimes I'll start to watch games and the team will catch my attention and I'll follow them. But right now I would have to say Villanova.
All right, Coach Clatchy, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Looks like we'll have some interesting basketball season. Make sure to check out the full interview with Coach Clatchy and Quas today after school. Thanks, Quas. Now on to Devin Drury for some Tower Takes.
Today we're going to be figuring out MSJ students' least favorite sport to watch.
Golf. Golf is my least favorite sport. Rugby is becoming my fastest growing sport to watch.
Probably baseball, because it's just so slow.
My least favorite sport to watch. I like watching most sports. Cricket.
Cricket?
Yeah.
Because
I don't watch cricket. Yeah, I don't watch cricket, so let's put that as my least favorite.
What's your least favorite sport to watch?
Baseball.
What's your least favorite sport to watch?
Gotta be basketball.
That I watch on television, professional hockey.
Of the sports I watch, it'd probably be golf.
Emery, what is your least favorite sport to watch?
Tennis. Probably go with jousting.
What is your least favorite sport to watch?
Hockey.
What is your least favorite sport to watch?
Tennis.
What is your least favorite sport to watch?
Hockey.
Interesting takes. Thanks, Devin. Now for some more history on Black Catholic History Month, sorry. This week we highlight 3 of the 6 African Americans on the road to sainthood. First up, we have one of the country's first black entrepreneurs, Venerable Pierre Toussaint. After spending his early life as a sought-after hairdresser, he gained his freedom and founded one of New York's first orphanages while raising money for the city's first cathedral. Venerable Henriette Delisle was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. Throughout her life, she was met with resistance to black religious congregation. She also met many extreme challenges: the lack of finances to do the work, the taunts and disbelief of people in her mission, the lack of support from both the church and civil authority, and poor health. Through continued efforts and consistent pursuit for justice, she founded the Congregation of the Sisters of the Holy Family. Servant of God, Mother Mary Lange was a native of the Caribbean and the foundress of the first Superior General of the Oblate Sisters of Providence, which is the first religious congregation of African American women in the history of the Catholic Church, right here in Baltimore. Her legacy continues to live on through the sisters and education of the youth. Let us keep these 3 in our prayers for their continued blessings and canonization. Now let's check out what's coming up next. The Fishing Club will be going out on another trip through Rockfish Charter this Sunday, November 26th. If you're interested, join using the Google Classroom code on screen or see Mr. Townshend and DePaul for any additional questions. It's that time of year. The intramural football season will kick off on November 28th and will run through mid-January. Get your teams together and fill out the Google form that was sent to Mr. Bianco's student life email earlier last week. We look forward to seeing you out on Palaviak Field. This past weekend, a select group of racers from Mount St. Joseph and Mount DeSale's mountain biking teams were invited to attend the inaugural Eastern Regional Festival and Championships in Elkton, Maryland. On Saturday, our students raced in 4 categories against 11 other eastern states, including New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Virginia, West Virginia, Delaware, Nebraska, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and Ohio. The competition at this event was at the next level. Some highlights of the day from our team are included: Liam Smith placing 16 overall in JV after starting up in the 30th position. He climbed his way up, including earning an extra lap, which was very difficult to achieve at this race. In varsity, Gus Lennett placed 32nd overall and was 5th for our state while also earning the extra lap. It was an incredible event and a great season for Mount St. Joseph mountain biking team. Congratulations, gentlemen. Anyone who is interested in filming or commentating basketball this year should come to the MSJ TV studio this Friday to hear how you can be involved this winter sports season. For questions, see Mr. Schulteis. And finally for this week, an important Wellness Wednesday announcement from Mr. Davis. We strongly encourage everyone to participate in it.
Good morning, Mount St. Joseph. This is Mr. Davis with this week's Wellness Wednesday announcement. November is Hunger and Homelessness Awareness Month, and on behalf of the MSJ Wellness Club, I want to share with you some information about the homeless in Maryland. Last year, there was an estimated 5,349 people experiencing homelessness on a single night in Maryland. Of those 5,349 homeless, 83% were unsheltered. This is the fourth highest percentage among U.S. states, 83%. People experiencing homelessness are human beings worthy of dignity, respect, and basic necessities. You can help them meet some of these basic needs by providing essential care kits with things like clean socks, hand warmers, nutritious food, toiletries, and first aid supplies. Please put this inside of a large Ziploc bag. Students who put together a kit and drop it in their theology classroom basket will be entered into a raffle for a $25 gift card. Please include your name in or on the bag. At the end of November, Mr. Murphy and myself will deliver these kits to homeless camps in Baltimore City. Please consider partaking in this generous activity. This will help the well-being of a person who is experiencing homelessness. Thank you very much for your time.
With winter sports upon us, make sure to subscribe to MSJ TV for all home basketball games and other sporting events this winter. Thanks for tuning into Tower Views. I'm your host, Nate Gracci, and as always, stay classy, St. Joe.